When it comes to sports betting in the US, the NFL is number one, but the NBA is right behind it. Betting on the NBA has advantages. There are more games, more scoring, and if you know where to look, there are tons of great betting opportunities. If you want to get in on the action but you're a newcomer to betting basketball, you've come to the right place. In this video, we break down the most popular ways to bet on the NBA step by step. We'll explain the odds, how to read betting lines, and how to make common bets like money lines, point spreads, and over-unders. We'll also point you in the direction of some really powerful free basketball betting strategies available right here on WSN.com. So, let's get started. You may already know all about the sport of basketball, but chances are, if you're a newcomer to sports gambling, the odds and betting lines are going to be confusing at first. Don't worry, it's really simple. Sportsbooks in the US use what are called American odds. It's a way of showing you how much a bet will pay off when it wins, and it also tells you something about which team is favored to win and by how much. Odds in this style are posted as a number with either a plus or minus sign in front of it. Here are some easy rules to remember how American odds works. The minus sign shows you which team is the favorite. It also tells you how much you have to bet to profit $100. If a team has the odds of minus 150, it means they're the favorite, and that $150 bet will pay out $250 total. That's $100 in profit plus your original $150 bet. The plus sign tells you which team is the underdog, and the number is the amount you profit for every $100 you bet. If you bet $100 on a team with the odds of plus 200, it'll pay out $300 total, $200 in profit, plus your original $100 bet. It's important to understand that you can bet any amount you want. American odds use $100 as a base unit just to make it easier to understand. When you place bets online, just type in how much you want to bet, and the site will calculate the odds automatically and tell you how much you stand to win before you actually make the bet. American odds are used in all kinds of sports bets, so it's definitely worth getting comfortable with how to read them right off the bat. Now, let's take a look at the most popular NBA bets and how to make them. Point spread betting is hands down the most popular way for Americans to bet on sports, and it's a really easy way for beginners to bet on the NBA. The idea is simple. The underdog team gets an advantage in the form of a margin of points that they can lose by and still cover the spread. The favorite, on the other hand, is put at a disadvantage by getting a margin of points that they have to win by in order to cover the spread. That margin is called the point spread. The bigger the difference in skill between the two teams, the bigger the point spread. Let's look at the example. The Hornets and Pistons are playing tonight, and the Pistons are the favorite. In point spread bets, you'll see the spread right next to the team's name. In this example, the Pistons are minus 2.5, which means they have to win by 3 or more points to cover the spread. The Hornets are at plus 2.5, which means they can either win the game outright or lose by 2 or less points and still cover the spread. If your team covers the spread, you win the bet. Next to the point spreads are the odds, like we explained before. The most common odds on point spreads are minus 110, which means you win $100 in profit for every $110 you bet. Money lines are even easier for beginners than point spreads, but there are a few key concepts to understand. First, a money line bet is a wager on which team will win, straight up. If your team wins the game, you win your bet. Since there are no point spreads to handicap the better team, underdogs tend to have longer odds and bigger payouts, while the favorites have shorter odds and smaller payouts. Let's look at an example to show you what we mean. In our game from before between the Hornets and the Pistons, the money line might look something like this. The Pistons are listed at minus 135. The minus sign tells you that they're the favorite, and it also tells you that you'll win $100 in profit for every $135 you bet. The Hornets have money line odds of plus 115, which means you'll win $115 for every $100 you bet. Again, you can bet any amount you like, and the sportsbook will apply these odds to figure out how much you can win. Moneyline bets are interesting because if you think a big underdog is set to upset the favorite, you can get a huge payout on your bet. The third bet in the holy trinity of NBA wagers is called an over-under bet or a totals bet. Over-unders are cool because you don't have to pick which team is going to win. It's all about predicting how many total points will be scored by both teams combined. First, the sports book sets a line on how many points they think both teams will score together, and then you get to bet on whether you think the final outcome will be over or under the sports book's line. Going back to our game between the Hornets and Pistons, the totals line might be 221 points. If you think the total combined score will be higher than the casino's line, bet the over. If you think it'll be less, bet the under. Betting point spreads, money lines, and over-unders are a great way to get started betting on NBA basketball, but the truth is, it barely scratches the surface of what's possible. There are tons more bets, including props, futures, parlays, and round robins, as well as lots of powerful betting strategies you can use to win more NBA bets. For more information on everything to do with betting NBA basketball, make sure to check out the comprehensive betting guide available for free on WSN.com. Thanks for watching, and good luck.